Is this the final proof that mermaids exist? Do mermaids exist, or don't they? Surely, no matter what you see and hear, you're not going to change your mind. In this video, we review the most genuine mermaids we found on the internet, so you can judge for yourself whether these are mermaids or not. Australia's oceans are a realm of extraordinary biodiversity, home to creatures found nowhere else on Earth. From the vivid coral labyrinths of the Great Barrier Reef to the shadowy depths off Western Australia, these waters harbour both the familiar and the fantastical. It's a coastline that has birthed countless legends, sailors whispering of sea maidens, pearl divers claiming glimpses of scaled figures beneath the waves, and Indigenous Dreamtime stories speaking of hybrid beings who bridged the human and marine worlds. This unique blend of rich marine life and ancient folklore makes Australia a fitting cradle for mermaid myths. The nation's isolation, its vast and still unexplored oceanic frontiers, and its tapestry of cultural storytelling all converge here, a place where science and myth have long met in the shimmering surf, daring us to wonder what might still lie unseen beneath. And from a place beneath the sea surface, somewhere along its 50,000 kilometres of coastline, this reaches us. Before analysing these videos in depth, let's briefly reflect on the magic that these beings create for us. The public's fascination with mermaids endures because they dwell precisely where imagination and reality blur, in that liminal space between science and longing. They are creatures born of the deep, yet uncannily human, reflecting both our fear of the unknown and our yearning to believe that the ocean still keeps its secrets. Each supposed sighting, every grainy video or whispered legend, rekindles a collective desire to find wonder in a world that feels increasingly mapped and measured. Whether as myth, metaphor, or misunderstood biology, the mermaid endures as proof that humanity still hungers for mystery. The internet fuels this mystery with hundreds of possible videos of so-called real mermaids. When examined closely, many so-called mermaid sightings unravel into far more ordinary, if still fascinating, explanations. Marine mammals like dugongs and seals have long been mistaken for half-human figures, their smooth bodies and rolling motions easily distorted by waves and distance. Dolphins, breaching in low light, can appear almost humanoid when seen from shore, while refracted light, turbulence, or camera glare often sculpt fleeting silhouettes that our minds eagerly shape into myth. Even ripples, seaweed, or drifting debris can take on uncanny forms under the right optical conditions, proof less of monsters in the deep and more of how profoundly our eyes and imagination conspire to fill the ocean with ghosts. But when we see images of these mermaids, it becomes difficult to talk about a conspiracy of our eyes and imagination. What we see, we see. There are no lights, turbulence, or reflections capable of simulating what we are seeing. What we see is what there is. Experts in marine biology and oceanography tend to approach alleged mermaid footage with a blend of curiosity and methodological skepticism. Most agree that what captivates the public imagination often has far more mundane origins: misidentified animals, deceptive lighting, or even deliberate hoaxes crafted for virality. Specialists point out that low-resolution footage and digital compression can easily transform seals, divers, or drifting nets into seeming humanoid forms. Oceanographers emphasise that optical distortions caused by waves and light refraction are routinely misread as limbs or tails, while skeptics in media forensics remind us that visual manipulation has become effortless in the era of AI editing. The scientific consensus is not dismissive but clear. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence, and so far every so-called proof has dissolved under closer examination. So in the end, With the definitive proof of the passage of time, we find that those videos that remain online, those that strive for ultimate virality, include, at the beginning or end, depending on the ranking, which is most of them, the famous Australian mermaids. What do these mermaids have that others don't? Now, let's get to our analysis. In the description of this video, we've included links to the diver's explanation of how he filmed these images. We've been analysing his footage. In the first video, we see a possible mermaid pass by the man from behind and disappear into the distance. We call it a mermaid because we seem to identify something human-like, like two arms, although we don't actually see a head. The movement is fluid and fast, like a large animal in transit. This is the actual speed of the video. It's neither sped up nor slowed down. This is noticeable because of the fish around it, which move at a different pace. The environment is precisely one of the key pieces of evidence that give us greater certainty that this is an aquatic creature. Notice that as it passes, the fish first move aside and then begin to regain their space and regroup. They move apart harmoniously, not chaotically. They don't perceive a predator, nor does the larger animal that passes behave like one. The fish seem to know that this other animal is minding its own business. Similarly, a large body moving underwater always generates visible turbulence. This footage isn't of sufficient quality to fully appreciate that turbulence at the existing depth, but something is visible. Those bubbles are caused by the movement of its voluminous caudal fin or tail, a result of its apparent lack of dorsal fins. This environment, both the behaviour of the surrounding fauna and the water disturbance, indicates that this footage is real. It's not a clip superimposed on another, nor does it have special effects. Very rudimentary effects, as they were more than 18 years ago when this video was published on YouTube. For some reason, the diver says he didn't even realise what he had filmed until he saw it on his editing table. This man continued filming the surroundings, and that sudden flash of light, we read, has caused controversy among those who interpret it as a spotlight or camera flash. For us, it's simply another detail that supports the authenticity of the footage. Light underwater produces shadows and reflections. Submerged objects refract and distort. This appears to be the reflection of light on a fish that abruptly changes direction. At the distance shown, if it were a spotlight or camera flash, we would see something of whoever was handling that object. And there is simply no one and nothing to disturb the environment. In the second clip, we again see a very similar environment and once more the seabed, which indicates that this was not filmed at great depth. The audio is also very similar. This time, the supposed mermaid does not appear at the beginning but at the end of the recording. It would seem that the diver didn't move at all and the animal went somewhere in a hurry and returned without it. The person who recorded this claims that they are two different mermaids. Watch his videos to see for yourselves. We highlight her harmonious and seemingly effortless movement, which still propels her at a relatively high speed. We think we clearly see a woman's body, arms, hands, head, hair, waist, knees. Well, that's not so clear anymore because the water turbulence produced by that tail might be distorting the image somewhat, as we've mentioned. In any case, that's what we expect from a mermaid, the torso of a woman and the body of a fish, or a marine mammal in this case, like a dolphin or a whale, because the tails we're seeing clearly move up and down and not side to side, an essential anatomical difference. Just like in the previous video, the behaviour of the surrounding wildlife shows us that this footage is real and not the product of any editing. So many fish crossing over the image of the mermaid without disturbing the image at all would have been difficult to achieve 2 decades ago. Australia, the reefs teeming with fish, its warm waters, all of that fits our expectations. Relatively large marine mammals like dugongs and dolphins avoid extremely cold or murky waters without food. Areas of strong currents would be dangerous for animals with human-like upper torsos. Shallow waters for easy access to air. The entire environment captured in these videos seems like a realistic habitat for the marine mammal that appears to be a mermaid. If anything, the strangest thing for us is that this marine mammal pays no attention whatsoever to the diver. In the first video, it passes very close behind him. It must have seen him. At the speed at which we see it pass, it doesn't seem to have slowed down to take a look. In the second video, we don't know if the supposed mermaid knows the diver is down there or not. Presumably it does. And we don't perceive a single gesture of attention toward the human. Doesn't it seem strange to you that it didn't show any curiosity? It certainly does to us. But that's just us humans, we who are curious about them. And perhaps we need that curiosity to be reciprocated. Maybe we don't know about them, but they know perfectly well about us and don't consider us so special. Because if you look at the other fish, none of them seem to pay much attention to the diver either. Or if they do, they hide it well. What do you think? Are these mermaids? Out there lies a vast, unknown ocean. Many of us have barely dipped beneath the waves for more than a few seconds near some shore. Despite centuries of exploration, over 80% of the ocean remains uncharted, an astonishing frontier on our own planet. Every year, deep-sea expeditions discover new species, bioluminescent fish, colossal squid, and organisms that thrive in hydrothermal vents, once thought incompatible with life. These discoveries remind us that our oceans remain a realm of mystery, where light barely penetrates and evolution silently writes its secrets. The possibility of undiscovered giant marine animals is no longer a childhood dream, but a scientific acknowledgement of how little we truly know. Precisely for this reason, the question arises, do we really need to know? Because if the existence of a mermaid were proven, what would happen? The confirmed discovery of a mermaid would shake the foundations of science and culture. Biologists would face an evolutionary enigma. The humanoid marine species would rewrite the tree of life. Religions and mythologies could reclaim long dismissed narratives as confirmed truths, sparking debates about the boundaries between myth and empirical knowledge. Philosophically, it would force humanity to reconsider its place in nature. We would no longer be the sole tellers of wondrous tales, but part of a continuum that has always observed us, half hidden among the waves. As part of our investigation into these Australian mermaids, we've found that they appear on many television programs around the world, with commentary from local experts. But curiously, the person who filmed the footage never appears. Where is the image of the witness to this sighting? We know that the only television program that interviewed this person was the popular American show Fact or Faked. Specifically, it was in episode 10 of the first season. We searched for the program online and found many episodes of the series, but not the one about the mermaids, neither in English nor in any other language. The show's production team took the owner of the videos to Cairns, Queensland, near where the mermaid sighting took place, but his interview never aired. This is very strange, as they always showed something from the video owners they managed to interview. Why didn't they show what this man had to say? Why was he censored? By the way, that Australian mermaid episode concluded that what this man had filmed could very well have been a dugong. An entire production team travels from the United States to Australia to investigate this case, and the conclusion is that it's a dugong. Does it look like one to you? It's time to share your opinion. Are these definitive proofs of the existence of mermaids, or just another run-of-the-mill video in the world of entertainment? Let us know what you think, especially if you have your own theory about mermaids, or a possible interpretation that wasn't mentioned in the video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, share it, and suggest other cryptic videos that you'd like us to analyse. Thanks for watching!